Hi guys, welcome back. It's UK here with the second part of my Pathfinder series. From here I will be looking at the races presented in the core rulebook. First off, this is a look at probably the more mechanical way of looking at the particular races, and in no way is it meant to represent how you should play. You know, you make the choices, it's your character, do what you want. But this is just sort of like to give you an idea of where I think the core races are best set for. To start with, Dwarves. Dwarves are an odd race, as their attribute modifiers don't really point them in any particular class as being the most viable for them. They get a +2 Constitution, a +2 Wisdom and a -2 Charisma. Constitution bonus aids hit points whatever class they choose, but only the Wisdom points them towards one, and that's primarily Cleric with a maybe Druid on the side. The +2 Wisdom is perfect for the Cleric, except some of the abilities are based on Charisma, where their penalty will be a handicap. The Dwarven racial package does point them more towards combat, but only with regards to Giants, Orcs and other Goblinoids. Now I tend to think of Dwarves as fighter types, but I don't think anything in their package specifically points them or helps them towards any particular class selection. Elves. Elves are the exact opposite of Dwarves, as they immediately focus on 2 or more potential classes. Elves get a +2 Dexterity, a +2 Intelligence and a -2 Constitution. Immediately you can see Elves as being superb Rangers and Wizards, and Ranger is also very suitable. Since neither Rogue nor Wizard rely too much on the hit points, the Constitution penalty isn't too much of a problem. The racial package does point them towards the arcane arts a bit more, but in general I think what you have for Elves is a very good set of extras and a very good choice for those particular classes. Gnomes. Gnomes have a +2 Constitution, a +2 Charisma and a -2 Strength. Straight away, the only class that leaps out to me for these is Sorcerer. Maybe Bard in an absolute pinch, but primarily Sorcerer. I really doubt you will see many melee-orientated characters built around the Gnomish race. The racial package is nice, but nothing special, and doesn't really attribute itself to a particular class. Half-Elves. Half-Elves were perhaps my favourite of the core book races back in the 1st and 2nd edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons days. A big advantage to the race is it gets a single boost of +2 to an attribute of the player's choice. I consider it a boost because it allows the player to tailor the character to the class they wish to play. No negative attribute is great for obvious reasons. The racial package though isn't great in my mind. It is handy, but nothing really leaps out except for the multi-talented ability, which is nice if you plan on playing a dual or multi-class character. The half-elf doesn't seem designed for a particular class role, but more as a jack of all trades. Halforc. The half-orc shares the same attribute modifier that the half-elf does, getting the choice of where to place a +2 modifier. I find it odd that they also don't get a penalty to Charisma, as, to be fair, they aren't going to be the most charismatic of races. As with half-elves, the floating +2 modifier means that the player can more easily tailor the race to their chosen class. The racial package, however, does point them being better in the martial role than anything else. Intimidation, or ferocity, and the weapon familiarity probably points them best towards fighter or barbarian as being the best options. Halflings. These receive a +2 Dexterity, a +2 Charisma and a -2 Strength. Halflings have always struck me as being the archetypal rogue race because of the Dexterity modifier. After having played one for a short campaign under Pathfinder, however, I take that back. The damage for small sized weapons hurts me in that regard, and also if you wanted to play them as a martial class. Now, I think the modifiers best serve them as sorcerers or archery based rangers best of all. The racial abilities are nice, even if they do, in my opinion, continue to point halflings towards the rogue class. I like halflings, but under the Pathfinder rules I think you need to give really serious consideration as to where they're going to be placed in the party lineup. Finally, humans. Now, it is sad to say, but I find humans to be very disappointing under Pathfinder and D&D 3.x before it. The attribute modifier is a simple +2 to anyone attribute with no negative. Again, this helps point you towards the chosen class that you want to play. By itself is fine. However, my problem comes from the racial package. Humans gain a bonus feat at first level, an extra skill point at first and every subsequent level. Now, maybe it's just how I look at humans compared to other races, but I cannot see why you would take them over the others. The benefits, the mechanical benefits, just do not seem worthwhile compared to other core races. I would very much like to hear if you have a different opinion on that, and maybe you can point me to what I'm missing there. But there you go. That's the core races, and just an idea on, from a mechanical standpoint, rather than the roleplay standpoint, of the classes that they are probably best suited for. I look forward to hearing any different opinions or agreements or what have you. So drop us a post back and let's see what we can talk about. Until next time, take care and good gaming.